What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Saturday. I got a nice 10-game slate here tonight. I got it broken down for you with 6 of my favorite plays, my money 6. So before we get going, if you could drop a like in the video, that'd be appreciated. Thank you. Let's try to get over 60 likes in this one. Let's hop right into it, though. First guy up, I'm going to go with Clayton Kershaw. Just way too safe in this matchup against Miami. I think he's always great at home here in LA. He's currently 6-0 in the year here in 9 starts. 2.5 ERA, coming off 2 solid starts back-to-back against Philadelphia, against San Diego, and he's had very good history against this Miami team. They only have a 188 WOBA against them and 114 plate appearances, and they're only implied 2.7 runs, so Vegas likes them a lot. They're minus 320 favorites, so huge. That's a very good chance that Kershaw gets the W on top of his good ability against this team. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first pitcher. Then I'm going to go with Griffin Canning here at 8,700. He's struggled recently, to say the least. But this is a spot where I think he can bounce back. I mean, he had some tough matchups over the last 2 against a very good Houston lineup. Really struggled with his command. And then against a Texas lineup in Texas that it can be very daunting there in their good hitting conditions. But he's going to Seattle here, a very friendly pitcher park. And this is a matchup where it does favor him. He does have reverse splits. He's been better against left-handed batters, only allowing a 186 batting average to them and has a 25% K rate. And that's really the only things you have to worry about against the Seattle lineup. As a few of their lefties like Vogelback, maybe Malik Smith to lead it off, and a few other guys, some average hitters really, where I think Griffin Canning can keep his control a little bit better under wraps and kind of show off some of the upside that he has shown in other matchups. I mean, this is a guy that was pretty good prospect. I mean, he came in, looked pretty good to me when I was watching him. The only thing that is the concern, obviously, is that command issues that he has shown the last game, but against the Seattle team that is pretty free swinging. They have the highest K rate of any team on the slate, 25.3%. So he definitely has the upside, and I think people are going to shy away from him. So he could be lower owned here just based on his form recently, but I think he can bounce back here nicely and put together a solid start. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second pitcher. Then I'm going to go over to the hitters. First guy up, LINDOR, has absolutely destroyed Junis so far in his career. He's 11 for 22 with 3 doubles and 3 home runs. So 500 batting average with 6 extra base hits and just 22 at bats. And I think he has the speed upside as well. He can definitely steal on this team. He has 3 stolen bases in just 3 games against his Kansas City lineup. Has absolutely owned them. And that leadoff spot can get to 5 at bats here. And has that power upside that we've seen against Junis so far. He's coming off a good start, but that was kind of fluky, I think. He hasn't been very good at all this year. So I'm going to go ahead and lock in LINDOR there at a pretty cheap price, honestly, for his upside. Then I'm going to go with Jose Altuve at 4,300. This guy's finally starting to click here at the plate. If you look at his last 10 games, he has 12.2 DraftKings points an average with 7 extra base hits. Stolen base to show for it as well. I think that injury kind of derailed his power, but now that he's showing that ability, I think he's finally getting back to form here. And at 4,300, it's just too cheap for a guy in this lineup with the kind of upside they have in this matchup against Urado, who hasn't been very good at all so far in his career. He has reverse splits. This year, he's allowing a lot more home runs to right-handed batters, 1.7 home runs per 9 allowed. In Vegas, has the Astros implied for 6.2 runs. So I think Altuve in that 2 spot can give us some really good upside, and we'll have really good opportunities to get some good DraftKings points in this spot. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second hitter. Then I'm going to go with CJ Cron, a guy that is extremely good against lefties. He'll be facing a lefty here in this matchup. On the season, has a 322 ISO, 434 WOBA against lefties, so some elite splits. At 3,900, really good value for his upside. And Brett Anderson, he's not really a guy that gives up too many home runs, but he is allowing a good amount of hard contact to right-handed batters, and that usually can catch up to you, especially against power hitters, and makes you kind of a little bit more vulnerable against them. I think CJ Cron is a guy that has the kind of ability to go deep off him or hit a few extra base hits. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my third hitter. Then I'm going to go with Jesse Winker. I actually pivoted off from Arias onto Winker. Winker wasn't too bad. Got 12 DraftKings points, and hopefully that can keep him going here. Recently, actually had one line out too where he hit a ball that should have been a hit, but it just went right to the outfielder. So it could have been 3 for 5. I think there might have been someone on the base as well. So could have even had a better night. And he is going against a guy where he has had good success against, 5 for 11 with a double and 2 home runs. And Michaelis is also allowing 1.6 home runs for 9 to lefties, 45% hard contact. And he's been really terrible on the road outside of St. Louis. And this is a hitter-friendly ballpark in Cincinnati, going to be around 95 degrees here today. So really solid hitting conditions for Winker in that leadoff spot. Can get up to 5 at-bats again. That's kind of the stuff that really can swing if a guy has a good night or not, because he was 1 for 4 with no RBIs, and then his 5th at bat he got a single RBI, which really kind of took him over for solid production at 12 DK points at 3,600. Still at 3,600, guy that has the ability to have really good nights. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So those are the plays. You got Kershaw, Canning, CJ Cron, Altuve, LINDOR, and Winker. Kind of paid up a little bit here tonight. Only $34.75 remaining per player. But you can definitely just like punt at one position and be able to fill it out, or just maybe not use one of the more expensive guys. Maybe if you don't want to go with Kershaw or Canning, you can go with someone cheaper. Up to you though. So drop a like if you enjoyed it. 60 plus likes if we can hit that. Thank you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. They continue to get these plays, and definitely be sure to check out my fantasy football draft preview. I cover my favorite value and like must draft guy currently who's going way too late in drafts. So be sure to check that out if you want to win your own fantasy football leagues. Hopefully this guy can take you over the edge. But good luck here tonight. Hope you guys win a ton of money, and we'll see you back here again next time.